One, two, three, four. Testing. One, two, three, four. Okay, so we are live streaming on Facebook. I'm doing the morning ritual here where I have a chance to empty myself out. Hold on for a second. Let me take care of this over here. Bum. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is very important. And those of you who know me know that I will do posts based on things that I see on my page or emails that I get or personal messages that I get in previous days. So there's always some dynamic motivation for me to say these things. So, what I wanted to talk about today is the question, is it possible for us to get better and better and better constantly and still lose every day? And I wanted to start with a little parable. Once upon a time, there was a weightlifter who wanted to be the strongest man in the world. He ate correctly, rested well, and went to the gym every day, getting stronger and stronger. But he was defeated at every meet and eventually became discouraged and quit. But as he walked out of the gym that last time, an old man stopped him and said, "Would you take a piece of advice from an old guy?" The weightlifter had never taken advice from anyone before, but this time he decided, what the heck, and nodded wearily. The old man said, "I've watched you get stronger and stronger, but every time you come in here, you put more on the bar than you can lift. You're the strongest man in this city, but no one knows it, because you always put a couple more pounds on the bar than you can manage. So the others have all the awards and fame, and you have broken your heart because you were never realistic about where you were today, meaning you never had any real faith in yourself, never had permission to win. The secret is to set up a series of small, achievable goals. Put a little less on the bar than your one rep max, so you have a series of successes rather than failures." The weightlifter went home and thought about it, and finally realized that he had trapped himself between two different sets of voices, one saying, "You can't do it," and the other one a pure ego voice saying, "You're the best, you can do anything," that had never allowed him to actually develop because he constantly measured himself against impossible standards. And that night, before he went to sleep, he swore he would change, and did, and finally began to win, because he set no more weight than he could actually lift on that bar. And the voice that said, "You can't," never went away, but grew quieter. And the voice that said, "You can do anything," never went away, but was modified with, "As long as you can divide the road into steps and take just one every day." If you look at the life writing 6-step process, which is designed to get a writer from zero to published, is really one of my proudest accomplishments. So far, no one has made it past about 25 stories before getting published, and that is just wonderful. I mean, I give thanks to writers like Larry Niven and Harlan Ellison, Octavia Butler, Robert Heinlein, and Ray Bradbury for hard, useful conversations with a young writer, as well as excellent essays and teachings. The basic pattern is write at least one sentence a day. 2, write 1 to 4 short stories a month. 3, polish and submit at least one story per month. 4, once submitted, don't rewrite except to editorial request. 5, read 10 times what you write. 6, repeat this process 100 times. There are hundreds of pages of instruction condensed into those 6 sentences, and while it certainly isn't the only path, it is the one I have total confidence in. If students come and give good reasons why they don't want to follow it, say they're filmmakers, I try to modify it, but I don't have the same level of confidence. I can do the best I can. This process is tried, tested, and damn near guaranteed. The most common divergence from it is people want to go from zero to novel. While there are people who've done this, it's sort of like someone who walks in off the street and jumps into the black belt class, or someone who's never run a lap signing up for a marathon. You kind of have to bet against them. They haven't broken the desired destination into enough intermediate steps to really have confidence they can handle it, not real confidence. 1, they don't know if they've developed basic, marketable writing skills. The best report card here is a check that clears the bank from a professional editor betting their mortgage on you. Two, they often don't understand the field that they're trying to write in. They haven't done their market research, which is baked into the six-step process. Three, they invest years in writing that novel and have so much ego invested in it that if they cannot sell it, their ego crashes and burns. They conclude they have no talent or that the market is stacked against them or something like that. Four, considering that they can work on short stories and simultaneously work on their novel, if they won't accept my advice, they really, really need to find a mentor system that was preferably created by someone who's a successful writer who has also produced successful writers. Empty their cup and follow their directions. The value of the 1% rule is enormous. If you can create a plausible path to what you want to accomplish, tested and true, then your next step is to clarify your own position on the map. This can be terrifying to people with short-term thinking or people who don't really believe in themselves. If you don't really believe you can do something or don't have internal permission to succeed, but feel compelled to take action anyway, you can deliberately sabotage yourself by aiming too high, too fast. People do this with diet and exercise. They try something more extreme that they can actually sustain. They do this with love and sex, desiring partners out of their current reach and growing frustrated and embittered rather than motivated to up their game or love themselves more. They do this with career, refusing to break their path into bite-sized chunks and eat that elephant one forkful at a time. When people come to me and won't listen about dividing their journey into smaller chunks, I feel sorry. They could have succeeded, but never gave themselves the chance. In some cases, because they got bad advice. In others, because they had internal conflicts that kept their brakes on. And yet others, because they developed an ego shell to protect them from the terror of not really believing they can reach their goals. Anyone who's known me for years can tell you I had such an ego. Some will say I still do. I believed in myself without any external evidence, no mentors in the entire world saying, no, you can't do it. You have to have an ego to survive that. But the ego, which protects you, will also eventually limit you if you grow and begin to sabotage your efforts of succeeding at your goal, which shatter your self-image. The way to juggle 5 chainsaws is to start with 3 scarves. You have to have faith in the process. You can find ways of accelerating that process, yes, but be careful. To grow faster than 1% per week will make most heads spin. 1% per day is seriously possible in many arenas, but damned few people can handle that without imploding. Aim at 1%. That would be part of the yellow belt theory, to design a path that progresses solidly and reliably, allowing you to reintegrate and reorient along the way. Please don't make this basic tyro mistake. Don't deny the world your power and beauty, or the amazing joy of hitting the level where you are rewarded in direct proportion to the amount of service you give. This is actually doable, but requires a level of integration that will elude those who cannot grow in a healthy, steady way. Escape suffering, embrace joy, give service in that order at the rate of about 1% improvement per week. That's fast enough to get you anywhere you want to go over the course of a couple of years, but it is not so fast that you can't chew and swallow and turn concepts into healthy muscle. Give yourself a chance. That's my message for today. And if you like this message, please put a like on it, share it. Let me know what I can do to help you. Ask, you can PM me questions or leave a comment, and I'll try to address them. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.